This isn't ideal, dude. That's what Boiler thinks about this. Hi, my sunshines. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all of my subscribers for helping me reach my first milestone, which is 100 subscribers. I don't even know 100 people, so this is pretty awesome, and I really, really appreciate it. I have been on a journey for a very long time looking for a medium that would match me, and YouTube seems to be it. I am a writer. I did blogging for years and years and years, and I feel different with this. It is a verbal blog, and I really appreciate you guys. I really do. And as I promised, milestones will happen and you will be rewarded. So I will talk about that on my next video about the two prizes, which is a psychic reading from moi and a Rider-Waite tarot card deck that will go to somebody. I just want to remind you before I go on to spread the love. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And if you haven't liked, commented, shared, subscribed with me or other people, do that right now. Seriously, this is a free and easy way to not only help us out as tiny little YouTubers, your YouTuber friends, but it also helps out your small businesses. It helps out your friends who are doing their hustles. It helps out you with your side hustles. Let's help each other out, man. This is awesome. I'll help you out. Just let me know. You want me to give you a shout out? I might give you a shout out. Let's do this, guys. Let's spread the love in the community and be supportive of one another. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right, so today I'm going to be doing a much requested video, and this is a difficult video to do. I believe there will probably be more than one part because this is not by any stretch of the imagination a simple story. I will be talking about the Chris Watts case, and I do want to remind you before I get going at all, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am going to be doing this case via mediumship and psychic reading, energy, things like that. I will not be analyzing. I won't be trying to psychoanalyze anybody or diagnose anybody. That is not my job and not why I'm here. There are really well qualified people who do that, and there are plenty of YouTube channels out there, and there's a lot of information out there, including the Netflix documentary, so I am not going to rehash over the story. I also want to remind you the next thing that is incredibly important. There will not be any victim shaming on this channel. And I specifically am saying this about Shanann Watts. Shanann Watts was a human being who lost her life due to her husband. He murdered her in cold blood. There is no question that this happened. This is fact, and there is no room for any gray area here. She was a victim of a very senseless, disgusting, vile, and cruel crime that took the lives of her and her children. We will not victim shame on this channel because there are plenty of people out there who wish to create a narrative in their minds that would give reason for Chris to do this to her. This is completely messed up, and she was a victim. There is nothing that she could have done to have her deserve this outcome. There is not a human being on earth that deserves to die at the hands of their husband because he's tired of them. This is Boiler, by the way. People you cannot condemn the victim. It doesn't matter if they fought. It doesn't matter that they had different personalities. There were many other ways to go about this that had nothing to do with murder. They could have separated. They could have divorced. He could have gone off with his mistress. And I want you, again, to remember during this whole process, Chris Watts is a murderer. He is a murderer. He is a child killer. He is a wife killer. And he is not innocent, nor will he be placed on a pedestal in anything that I do. That's right. Boiler says so too. Request to do this, so I'm going to be doing this as respectfully as possible. Chris Watts was openly cheating on his wife for a very long time, and apparently it was the worst kept secret in the world because the only person that believed that this was still a secret was Chris Watts. And I'm going to just quickly remind you that there are plenty of sources out there, including the Netflix documentary that has texts between the two of them that show that this narrative is happening, that Shanann really knew that he was cheating. Women, no. Trust me, as a psychic, most of the calls that I get are women who just need the confirmation that their man is cheating on them. It happens all the time. Women, no. So guys, if you're trying to pull one over on your girl, it ain't working. And trust me, some of those girls, as soon as they find out, they're gonna be doing the same thing to you. So just a helpful tip from your friendly psychic. He was cheating on his wife with a woman named Nicole. There's a lot of theories going on that Nicole actually was the catalyst of this particular instance happening, that she caused it to happen. I'm telling you, Chris was willing to kill before any of this happened, before Nicole was in the picture, before any of this. I'm going to, we're going to go with the story here. Let's see how far back this goes. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot card deck. Nobody cares. We're going to see how far back this goes. We're going to see how deranged Chris Watts actually was. The reason I say he was is because the person who is Chris Watts is no longer the same entity. When you kill somebody, you split your soul in parts. Since he murdered 3 people, he split his soul into 3 different parts. He allowed the darkness to come into him, and this was all his choice. He knew what he was doing. And the man who is serving time now is the only part of Chris Watts that is left of himself, because the entities split and they made sure that he is doing the time. I know. You know, that sounds kind of crazy, but there are many cases where you can look and see that are documented about murderers who have become completely different, or believed that something took them over. Something did take them over, and that was their choice. So the first card I pick up is the Tower, which makes a lot of sense when we're talking about Chris Watts. I'm not trying to laugh, it's the cat. Chris Watts was very destructive, and he caused the most havoc. He not only ruined his house, he burnt it down, and he killed everybody in it. Look at the people falling to the ground. not the butthole. Look at the people falling to the ground. This is what Chris did. He destroyed everything. He destroyed it willingly. It is very strange. It is very strange to have the son as a follow-up for this particular card, but this tells me that his childhood was sunny, but also extremely idealistic, to the point where there probably was either overtly sexualization of the child, or that there was idealism that was unattainable. There was very little reality in this situation in his growing up, and I think that was just him. I don't think it extended to sibling. I think that was literally his childhood, not the experience of anybody else who lived in that house. And I believe this is directly from the mother. Yes, this definitely follows up at the point where he was overtly sexualized as a child by an older woman. As you can see here, this is a generational curse. So there was sexualization of Chris as a boy, as a child from the mother. But I see that this is something that the mother had happened to her. I feel like several females in that side of the family have been victims of sexual abuse themselves, but then in return became the abuser. And she had a sadistic viewpoint of her children and how to raise her children. And she believes that she did no wrong, but she set Chris up for a very abusive lifestyle, not only from her, but for himself. I mean, I hate saying this, but he was a ticking time bomb. He was going to explode anyway. Death was going to happen. This death was imminent. This was in the cards. And as you can see here, there is a dead woman on the ground, 2 children, and an older woman. This is a direct result of the female Chris Watts' mother. This is a direct result of her family, her generations, her abuse, and they brought death upon this family. All out of jealousy. This is sick. This is so sick. I don't even know if I'm going to get to Chris today because she cray. Girl, she made a deal with the devil. Like, I know this seems like this is a casual conversation of 2 friends, but she was into some very dark things and raised Chris, but not his sibling, this way. And I think he has a sister. I don't remember. I'm not an expert on everything in this case, but it was strictly him. It was only Chris that the mother did this to. I don't even know if his sibling could comprehend or know about the amount of damage that was done in their childhood alone, because it was all done in the guise of improvement or teaching or church. It was sadistically, methodically disgusting. Well, this is definitely somebody reflecting, but I am taking the cue of this particular card with the phone in the hand, which would make me think of the social media, which makes me think of Shanann, because of course she was very active on social media. And people do believe that she isolated herself, that she lived her life online. No, she was actually very reflective of her life. She was good at living in the moment. And she was hoping that she could save her marriage. She didn't expect to be dead on the water. She didn't expect that to happen. She wanted to save her marriage, and it wasn't possible because this situation, this deal, this death was already in play before they were even a thing. Like, this is from childhood. She was actually a very, very strong person. And I think people looked at her materialism, and I will admit that it seems like she was materialistic, but then again, who cares? She was 25 years old and she bought her house in cash. That girl knew what she was doing. She was good at her job, and people were jealous and angry because she got her stuff done, and she did not need anybody to take care of her. She was very, very strong, and she was leading the way of the conquest of the next generations. She was going to break that. She was breaking this cycle. That was what was happening. She was going to lead the next generation of her children, of her beautiful girls, going to be strong leaders with morals and values. And this is what I'm hearing: morals and values, and the wherewithal, and standing on their own 2 feet and not relying on anybody, and not falling into traps that are self-made, but also she was never going to let them settle for something because it seemed right in the moment. And I think that's a very specific message for somebody, from Shanann to somebody. Her girls were better. They were going to do better. They were going to be better. They were not going to carry on the legacy of Chris Watts' mother. Shanann, she was gonna rock this. She was gonna make her girls be the best versions of themselves and love them unconditionally. And that's just something that his mother didn't understand, and something that she feared, and something that had to be stopped. This is something that was decided again way before the birth of Chris and Shanann and their children. And I hate to tell you this, but the kids, they came into this life with a specific purpose of being these vessels, being these particular children. There is a lesson in it. They're actually highly evolved beings, both the children, and they came to teach. They came to teach a lesson, and they knew it was going to be the result of their lives ending, and they knew they would die young, but they decided this journey was so important because there were people who needed to learn, and it was something that they took upon their little souls and were incredibly brave. You know, everything is fine. This is what we're going to end on today. Obviously, nothing is fine. Everything hurts. This is a very real situation, and there are very real consequences. And it didn't take just one person to kill these children. It took several. And Shanann, they murdered 3 people for their own sick selves. I'm going to stop the video for now. I didn't necessarily want to go into whole details about Chris Watts' mother, but she's sadistic. And she is a terrible human being, and quite frankly, she should be behind bars too for the amount of abuse that she has done. Now, obviously, this is for entertainment purposes only because I can't prove this, but that is what the cards are telling me. And the truth will come out. The truth will come out. All right, guys. We're going to pick this up in another video. I will see what talks to me at that time, but this time it was very important for everybody to realize that Shanann is a victim, that Chris Watts' mother is sadistic, and that there is a whole generation of abuse that happened to her family members over and over and over again. And Shanann was going to end it. And that was a problem. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. I know this is a tough subject, but this is something that so many people have been interested in that I thought I would, start the series. So I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And remember that every single day is a gift. Use your time wisely. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.